I have to remind myself sometimes that that my clients trust me with their lives, because we're talking about their health, and that's a big thing, and that's also one of the reasons why I chose fitness, health, and fitness. So my full name is Roena De Leon. Back in the Philippines, I was known as Weng. I graduated in 2009 when UPCBA was still CBA. It wasn't called Verata yet. So I was just with business administration. And then my committee in JMA was SPR, because I'm not sure if it's still the same committees. Is it?
Yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah, okay, so the same. So I was socials and public relations. And then what I've been doing, so even before I graduated from UP, I got an offer from Nestle for their management trainee program. So I joined Nestle, stayed there for 8 years, without like 8 years, and then most of my stints were in sales and marketing. So after I finished my 2-year corporate management trainee program, I went straight to sales as my first stint, and then from there I went on to pursue different stints in sales as well, until I had to manage the biggest customer biggest customer for Nestle in the Philippines. And then was it almost 4 years ago? So I moved to Australia, decided to move to Australia, joined Procter and Gamble after that for 2 years, and then launched my own brand when I left corporate. Yeah. Yeah, so ever since I was a kid, I was active in different sports. I was active in fitness. In fact, I was super active when I was in college. So every bakbakan, I don't know if you still have bakbakan.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I would play for the women's basketball team, and
Oh,
the
wow.
cheerleading team. So,
Okay.
so that was my background when I was young. And then dancing has always been there ever since I was a kid. And then when I moved to Nestle, when I moved to corporate, it wasn't until after 5 years that I auditioned to become a dance instructor, and spent about 2 years covering classes for Fitness First in the Philippines. And then and then got into surfing, which I still do now. And then now currently focusing on surfing and powerlifting or weightlifting. Yeah. And then what decided me to change, because the fitness industry in Australia is more regulated than in the Philippines. You have to have certification to be able to teach any fitness activity. So I wanted to continue my Les Mills certification in Australia, but I couldn't do that without studying. So I had to get my certification while I was still in Procter and Gamble. So I was doing full-time corporate and then part-time studying. So I was studying after work and during the weekends. Then I was planning to do this like the same way I did it in the Philippines. I was planning to do fitness on the side and then still continue full-time corporate, until I had to go into mentorship under different coaches, and then that took a bit of my time, and I decided to set up my own brand instead and see how it goes. Yeah, good question, because when I got into the industry, most of the people I got to engage with didn't have any business background. A lot of them just started in fitness when they were young, became athletes, and then decided to do coaching after their prime in the sporting world. I think it was an edge. That was an edge for me, that I have a business background and I know how to run businesses because of corporate. A lot of the skills I got from corporate, I was able to apply, because before I even went on the floor to start coaching clients, I had to do a full business plan. I had to do a full marketing plan, marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Um, I had to do a financial plan. So at least I know where the business is going instead of just starting out immediately and then see how it goes. Um, and then also the big thing that helped is the professionalism, because the corporate world is highly professional and you work with high performing people. I kind of brought that into the gym floor as well, which is surprising for most people, because you learn professionalism through experience. The biggest challenge for me was more of having that self confidence that I can make it in an industry where I'm new,
Yeah.
because my experience has been like I spent 10 years in corporate when most of them already spent 10 years in fitness. So it's having that confidence that I can still stand out as well. The business part was actually quite easy because that one I had experience with. It was more of the technical expertise on the fitness side. Actually, I'm always playing catch up on things that I need to learn and the experience that I need to have. So on the side, while I'm still running the business, I'm also studying like short courses for different fields of expertise in the fitness industry. Like the other challenge, because I'm more of an introverted person, so I like staying behind the scenes. But in the fitness industry, because you are the brand, you have to put yourself out there. So it took me a while to put myself out there and promote myself. Plus, you have to get used to getting rejected as well. You're not used to rejection when you're in corporate. Like your proposals get rejected, but that's a business proposal. This industry, you the person is being rejected,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's quite different. The big one is control of my time. I wouldn't say that I was busier in corporate. I was actually it's actually harder to run your own business, because you're accountable for everything. But at least I have more control of my time because I can say to my clients, these are the only times I'm in the gym. These are the only days. I can have control on which days I need to take a day off. But you have to be comfortable as well on the days that you're not on the floor. You may not be earning. But it's
Mm.
striking that balance between your revenue and reinvesting your time to grow your business in the longer term. Another thing would be the decisions I make on my business is solely on me. So I still do depend on people for help, but everything I decide on is solely on me, and then I don't have to ask for approval for someone. So you skip all the complex process in corporate. Because it's a new industry and it's a different industry, I get to learn more, not just being boxed in corporate, just knowing about business. I get to meet a lot of people and I get to hear their stories, especially my clients, and seeing, because I'm used to seeing results through my teams, because I manage teams in corporate. But this one is because I have to remind myself sometimes that that my clients trust me with their lives, because we're talking about their health. And that's a big thing, and that's also one of the reasons why I chose fitness, health and fitness, because I can actually make an impact to the world. I mean, you do in corporate, but it's more of making an impact for the shareholders rather than the consumers themselves. But this one is like the one-on-one relationship that I build with clients. Whenever they see results, whenever I see them progress in the gym and they achieve their goals, it's something that we cannot quantify. Um, and then it's something that keeps us going for most of us in the industry. And then what else? And then and then learning is endless in health and fitness, because although we already have a lot of research on how the human body works, it still continues to evolve because the environment we live in is evolving as well. the long-term goal for Pulse is more on the corporate well-being side, and it's not gonna be just like your usual health checkups, not the usual health checkups. So it's more of an educational and long-term platform wherein you engage with the employees themselves. So it's more evidence-based as well and data specific, because I have to research, like pitch to the board of, like the committee, executive committee, that have a bit of a survey first, and then these are what your employees are feeling right now, experiencing right now, and this is how we address this, and this is what the results we want. So that's the thing. That's the face-to-face personal training, and online coaching is more of a stepping stone for me. Long-term goals. It's just for me to have a bit of an experience, because most of my clients at the moment are corporate, work in corporate, and it's just for me to know and connect with them what their life is like. I know what my life was like in corporate, but I wanted to see more perspective from other people, and then be able to gather that data and then apply it to the long-term business goal.
Okay.
In terms of shifting career paths again, I would probably go back to corporate, but more in a consulting capacity. And in that capacity as well, in the health and well-being of the workplace organization, workplace wellness, rather than the commercial side. So in the future, I'm seeing more of a blend of health and well-being and corporate. It came about because when I was in corporate, and especially when I was in high pressure roles, because sales is a high pressure role. One of the major things that I turned to manage that pressure and stress is exercise. And at that time as well, I was the youngest in that role, in that rank. So I was the youngest assistant vice president for Nestle at that time. So the pressure was so high, because you would have people who are more senior than you or been in the company for longer, talking that why is she managing the biggest customer in the Philippines? Because I was just 28, I think, at that time. When she's just this age, she doesn't have much experience in the company yet. So the pressure on my back, on my shoulders, was super high. And I needed an outlet as well to take that pressure off. So my dancing and my exercise was, although I mostly do cardio at that time and classes, but it's still fine. That was the one that helped me survive corporate. And the reason I advocate for that now is I want people to have the same experience and to turn to health and fitness. I would rather people in corporate to turn to health and fitness, so they move more and they eat better, than turn to alcohol or smoking because they're stressed.
Definitely.
Or just sit down on the couch and not move at all because they're stressed. It's counterintuitive because you know you're tired, but then you have to move. But until you do it, you actually won't feel you won't realize that it will give you more energy rather than just sitting down.